Hello, I'm at the intersection of Powell and California Streets here in San Francisco. It's the epicenter of the world's last cable car network, an icon of San Francisco. Today, we're gonna ride a bunch of different cable car lines, and without any further ado, let's cut to some history before we get on the California Street line. San Francisco's cable cars trace their history back almost exactly 150 years, to August of 1873, when the first line along Clay Street opened. Many more lines opened throughout the 1870s and 1880s until all the lines were consolidated into 8 major companies by 1890. By 1890, there were 23 separate lines crisscrossing the city's many hills. 2 years later, however, was the beginning of the demise for the cable car network, when San Francisco's first electric streetcar opened. Throughout the 1890s and 1900s, however, the cable cars still thrived, and were largely under the control of one company, the United Railroads of San Francisco. However, in April of 1906, when the famous 1906 San Francisco earthquake struck, many cable car lines and car houses were completely destroyed, and most were rebuilt as electric streetcars. By 1912, only 8 lines remained, and 3 more of these closed by the early 1950s. In late 1951, the 3 remaining privately owned lines shut down, and only one, the California Street line, was bought by the city, saving it and forming the 3-line system that remains today. We'll be riding on the California and Powell-Hyde lines today, both of which have 3.5-foot narrow-gauge tracks. Both of the cars we'll be riding on the California line were built in the early 1900s, both just after the earthquake of 1906, and the Powell-Hyde car we'll be riding was built in the late 1890s. So without any further ado, let's get on the California Street line. Appreciation for San Francisco Hills. That's an impressive view of the Bay Bridge. But my cable car is coming now, and we're gonna hop on that. So, see you. Alrighty, we're heading up California Street. It's about an 8-minute ride up to Van Ness. So, I guess cut to some B-roll, which I may use in the history section. Alrighty, so here I am on the corner of Van Ness and California. I just got off the California Street cable car, so that was cool. I'm going to go film another video, which probably will come out before this one, and I'll see you this afternoon on the much more touristy and much more famous Powell-Hyde. Okay, so I was going to go to the Powell-Hyde cable car line, and rest assured you will see that, but I actually rode the other part of the California line first, so see you at the also pretty touristy California line section between Market and Powell. So, we're back. My mom's here now. We're back on the California cable car. We're gonna ride it from here at Market Street up to Powell Street, where I got on originally. So, yeah, the Powell-Hyde section of the video will be coming after this, or maybe I don't know. I think Powell-Hyde. I'm not 100% sure. So, yeah. See you on board. And here comes our car, number 50, to the little boarding area. I'm on board. I will, once we leave, I will do some cool filming, because I'm riding it up front on the stand and on the little standee platform. So cool. They just opened this thing and rang the bell, and now we're about to head out. So, and yep, we're moving. And we're hit with a red light instantly. But, and there we go. Now we're heading up California Street. You heard the history of this line already, so I'll put some cool music under this. Time for some B-roll. This is another advantage of cable cars. Just like trolley buses, they can go up really steep hills really easily. So, cool. Alrighty, coming up yet another steep hill. We are here at Powell and California, where the video started this morning. As I said, this is the epicenter of San Francisco's cable car network at the intersection of all three lines. Here's that intersection from the California line. It's bumpy. So my mom and I are gonna stay on the Van Ness, but I will see you later today riding the Powell-Hyde line. Okay, I'm on the Powell-Hyde car, heading up Powell Street. Going to take this to the end at Hyde Beach. I was gonna film more, but I probably won't film that much because this car is packed to the gills. But I did get the cool spot right at the front. Here we are again at Powell and California for the third time in this video. With the intersection with the California line. So yeah. See you when there's some cool stuff. Alrighty, so we're heading up Powell. We just passed Washington and we're about to hit Jackson Street. So this is actually where the one-way pair begins, and that is Gauntlet Track, which I did not know existed. So we're gonna go through that. Yeah, that is Gauntlet Track, which I did not know existed on this line. So there's a one-way pair here. We turn off Powell, and then soon after that, the Mason line splits off, which I will show next, although it might be sort of hard to show from here because I'm on the wrong side. But yeah, we're now running on Gauntlet Track, which is where there are three like running rails, and since this is a cable car, two cable like slits. So yeah, and then now we turn off Powell onto Jackson Street. So I'll see you when the Mason line splits off and we continue on our own at the Powell-Hyde line up Hyde Street. So one block up Jackson Street, you see the intersection of Mason, and the other branch of the Gauntlet Track runs off, and then that's the other branch of the Mason line heading down to Washington. These two operate as a one-way pair with the cable car, and now we're gonna head up Jackson Street to Hyde Street, where we'll turn right and head up towards the bay. So see you up there. That's the cable car depot. And nearby here is the Cable Car Museum. As I mentioned earlier, I think it is related to the Cable Car Depot, or like part of it. I'll put it in the text box up. I'm kind of not in the position to research right now, standing on a packed cable car. But yeah, see you up on Hyde. We're here at Hyde, and now as I said, we turn right and head up Hyde towards the bay. We don't go really right at Fisherman's Wharf. That's more the Powell Mason line, but we do go nearby. So both lines are pretty touristy, hence the being packed to the gills part, and also the fact that I'm kind of being a tourist right now. But yeah, there's a cool view of Lombard Street, which I might be able to see. I think I'm on the wrong side though, so I'll see you somewhere up Hyde, maybe at the end. I don't know. That is Lombard Street, the quote unquote crookedest street in the world. I'll put text box if that's true or not. And there's a cool ship out there, because S7 is also a big shipping port. And now we go downhill to the bay. So fun. I'm gonna put my phone away so I don't like fall out. So I'll see you down at Hyde Beach. Alrighty, so we just boarded the car. That's the Hyde Beach Loop. There are other cars in it, so hence our cable car can't go in. That's number 10. I think that's one of the newer, or at least the rebuilt ones. I'm sure I did the history section, but if not, it had an LED light. So now we walk there to a cool restaurant. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.